I actually have a back question to all the doctors. What if every single hospital that came out as a compulsion had to have an academic side to it? If you are Max Fortis, you have a Max Fortis college also down there, and that's why you have a Max Fortis. I don't know, I can't think of any other way where checks can be more regulated than when it is with an academic institution.
I don't know how to. I will respond yes. Private sector we cannot neglect, but basically promotion of private sector without regulation, without even thinking of regulation, is the problem. That is the main problem. So my statement was, unless we regulate on ground very stringently and very carefully, we should not open the purse.
I have a.
Many patients will be dying, so I think it has to go concurrently, because you need to provide services right now for the ailing patients, and then do this also additionally. I can't say wait till everybody is regulated, then I provide service. I think I would have lost a lot of lives, and by this time I cannot allow that.
I actually have a counter question about the academic institutions. To anyone, how does one account for in academic institutions, say like St. John's, where students have to get their numbers? So in the case of, labor and delivery, they have to do episiotomies because they need so many episiotomies, and they need practice in stitching and things like that. And we've spoken with young medical students at St. John's who feel obligated to do these things in order to fulfill their academic requirements, or not academic, but clinical requirements. How is that handled? How does one ethically see patients through without doing unnecessary intervention?
No, I didn't get your question. Are you talking about the part where the doctor is actually going ahead and giving some particular diagnosis or so on, and the student looks at it and overlooks it? Or
no. I'll take that question. I'll rob it from you. Yeah. So to put it simply, in this country we are lucky in a way because we have numbers which are there. Most of the teaching hospitals do have a lot of patients who come in. As long as it is supervised, I don't think it's unethical for a student to do a procedure. It's part of their training. As long as it is supervised. There has to be a senior. Best example, the day I finished my training as a young doctor, I worked in Kadugodi, which was still a village at that time. The first night we landed there, two of us, my friend and I. That night there was a difficult labor, twins who refused to go to the big hospital. And we had to stand there, and we were the only doctors there. And they said, if you don't do it, we're taking her back home, and she'll most likely die. Right? Now, unless I had seen and done a few under supervision, I would never be able to have the guts to even touch that lady. Right? So it sounds horrible to say, okay, a student did this work, but a student supervised by a competent senior, I think is as good. It's controversial.
No, actually, I'd just like to add one more point to that. I've been going ahead in the last, like I said, 6 months, been going to real deep interviews with doctors. A huge chunk of them are from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. I have spent time with specific specialities, having long chats with them on how exactly their day-to-day runs. Trying to look at their step-by-step movement. So, for example, a patient coming in, sitting in, having that little word, there is a guy who's kind of sitting with him just to see how the doctor is handling the whole thing. So the student's picking up quite a few things from the doctors, not only just the diagnosis bit, but the way he's handling the entire patient and everything. Now, that's what I meant by checks. I said that he first has to become a hero in front of his student. He has to be at the same ethical par value with his own peer, who's the next doctor, who's the other doctor in the same hospital or the same All India Institute of Medical Sciences. And then there is this other senior who's probably just looking around to see if there is something that he can find which this guy got wrong. And it is not to put him down, but it is just to say that, hey, we're that deep into it. I spoke to a neurologist, neurologist, he's a surgeon. He says, not only am I a surgeon, but I am also an adjacent professor with technology with IIT Delhi, because that's also my interest. So these guys take these multiple things and they set different standards at a department head level, at a peer level, and at a entry point level. So automatically, if you're a student there or if you're a doctor there, there is so much of regard for you that you will not waste more time on a patient, nor will you give him something else. I hope I've kind of answered it, but I've just said why an academic institution makes sense to a hospital.
I wish the medical students in private medical colleges do get patient to do one episiotomy. There are no patients in private medical colleges. Unfortunately, your number theory does not work, and because there are no patients, so people get student gets the degree, but they have to work with some private hospitals and learn something. So it is. I wish that they should have some target there for episiotomy, at least patient there. That would have been better.
Lot of procedures are done, newer and newer operations are coming in, and the way forward for that is by simulations, and that's the way forward actually. So most of the medical colleges and the surgeries, etc., which are done are no longer on patient. It's like pilots who train. They don't train on the, of course we had that recent memory apart, but the training of the pilots is on the simulators, and that's where they learn, that's where they are assessed, and then only they go on the aircraft. Exactly the same thing is happening now in most of the medical colleges and in most of the surgeries as well. So yes, patient safety and whether things need to be done or not is very, very important. It's a very valid question, and the answer is, I think it is given by the computer world.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Magesh. I'm an engineering professional with a general interest in healthcare. My question is addressed to the doctors in dais and the ones sitting over there. We're talking a lot about regulation. So I just wanted to understand your thoughts on MCI evolving some sort of a regulatory body. Is there any work, MCI, because, the government, then it looks more like a policing kind of a thing. Because we talk a lot about well-meaning doctors, everybody, recognizes and understands and appreciates they do. A lot of well-meaning doctors. Is there something like an MCA evolving some sort of a regulatory framework mechanism? Is there something in work in progress, and what are your thoughts on it?
Last 60 years, MCI has given good guidelines. If you go to the website, there are good guidelines. Absolutely good. Problem is implementation. And there are no visible, palpable presence of MCI in the doctors community or in population at large. Means, as Amir Khan asked in Satyameva Jayate to the MCI person, tell me one single incident where you have deregistered the doctor. And he could not answer much. And now recently MCI has given news that 15 doctors have been deregistered because they went on the foreign tour by help from the pharmaceutical. So that is a good example. We wish that MCI should be more with teeth and more with motivation to come into picture. But that has not happened. And so only guidelines are there. And MCI, if I am not wrong, actually somebody has to complain to MCI so that the process starts. But it is not a directly regulatory type of body. It is like a constitutional body which will take only after somebody proves negligence or something like that. So it is not a foolproof thing. Regulation is not a part of MCI. It is hoped that doctors will self-regulate themselves, and actually society has been very kind to doctors, very kind, because previously doctors were treated like God, and still some people do get that respect from the patient, I know, because it is a very emotional relationship, and good doctors always get that, and that is the real, means that relationship and that love and the warmth is the basic thing which doctor craves for, but that is exception. But society has said that okay, doctors will self-regulate, so we don't make the social regulation into play. But now, as my book portrays and what reality is, now doctors cannot be left to self-regulation. There has to be participatory social regulation. Mind my two words, participatory and social. Not a bureaucratic regulation as the Clinical Establishment Act today is. It is only Babushahi. Because I will tell you my example. When I started practice at Lasalgaon at 30 years back, I started with a hospital. I was doing cesarean section. I was doing hysterectomy. But I have to register under MTP for doing medical termination of pregnancy. For abortion, I have to have registration. So I applied. The person who came from Nashik Civil Hospital to inspect my premises and he asked for a bribe, which of course I did not give. Then he wrote on the paper that operation theatre not suitable for MTP. Permission cancelled. Means not registration not granted. I was aghast. In the same operation theatre I am operating for cesarean section, for hysterectomy, and because I did not bribe, and there was no structure and there is no structure in the Government Law Act for my redressal. No structure. I have to wait for the state mentoring committee meeting, and it is not a structure at all. So we are always, as a Janaswasthya Abhiyan and as a representative of ethical rational doctors, I support, and I have got a 55 doctors, eminent doctors supporting this petition. We petition to Health Minister of Maharashtra that please regulate private health sector, but with social and participatory. Some redressal mechanism which includes civil society should be there, which includes doctors' representative should be there. Regulation should not be left only to the government. When we talk of regulation, it is a 21st century regulation, not the bureaucratic Babushahi where only corruption will rule. So regulation will be required. Only without regulation now private medical sector will not do anything. We cannot accept it, but regulation should be pro doctors, pro patient, and not such, which will be such that it will not be exploited by corrupt government officials who harass ethical doctors and extract money.